Change is in the air. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Input English. Today's episode is entitled Change is in the Air. What am I talking about? Well, there's an old saying, the only thing that is constant is change. And things are changing. Things are always changing. People have kind of a love-hate relationship with change. We want progress, we want adventure, we want new things, but frequently we have a little bit of fear of the unknown. Is the change going to be good or bad? You know, it's change, but is it good or bad? Are there going to be problems with this change? Lots of things change. We change jobs, we change schools, we change living locations. Change is everywhere. Now, in the United States right now, we're in a period of change because this is an election season. The election is in November, and I'm recording this video in September. So in fewer than 2 months, we're going to have a national election, and change will occur. The incumbent president is not running for re-election, so someone else will be president. That will be change. Each side is hoping to win. There's a lot of political activity going on right now. Also, the weather is changing. When this channel first published, I had been making videos in the comfort of warm summer mornings. But those are now yielding to the autumn. The leaves are changing color and falling, and the temperatures are going down. Now in California, we have a long period during the year with no rain. Frequently that is from March until December. It could be 9 months with basically no rain. Now this year we had early rain, so we've already had a rainstorm in our area. There will be change because I'm not always going to have access to this park because the weather on some mornings is going to be dreadful. And I'm not going to come out in the rain with a raincoat and a rain hat and my microphone and film a video in the rain. No, you won't get to see that. At least I don't think you will. On a rainy day, I'm going to adapt and film the video in the studio or in the kitchen, perhaps. We've got lots of options, as you know. The other way to adapt to the changing weather is to leave. What do you mean? Well, go to San Francisco or go someplace along the coast, because we have microclimates in the Bay Area, and frequently if the weather is dreadful here, you can just drive for an hour or so to another locale and the weather will be fine. So one of the ways I can adapt to changing weather is maybe drive to San Francisco and film videos there. There are lots of things to do. What else is changing? Well, the channel is changing, and I need to just, at this point, thank you, because it's changing mostly because of the behavior of our viewers and our subscribers. Lots of people watching our videos are very familiar with YouTube, and lots of people viewing these videos actually have YouTube channels of their own. They make videos. For those of you who are not as familiar with YouTube, it's a very good platform for this purpose, but it's a business. And they have a business plan, and what they are paying attention to is not so much my behavior, They're paying attention mostly to your behavior. And so when a viewer watches a lot of my videos, their computer system makes a note of that. When somebody watches from the beginning of a video to the end of the video, their computer system knows that. If somebody clicks on and clicks off, their computer's not very interested in that view. But a view that takes in most of a video, their computer gets very happy with that. The computer system notices likes and notices comments. So the participation of our viewership and our subscribers with this channel has had an extraordinary effect on the channel. It has grown much faster than I expected. One of the things that surprised me is how important to me are the comments that come in. And here's why. Right this minute, I am sitting in a park staring at a cyclops. I am staring at a one-eyed monster, the camera. It doesn't move a muscle. The camera gives me no feedback. It's a non-participant. It's just recording what I'm saying. And this is a very odd way for a person to behave, to talk to a one-eyed monster. So the benefit of the comments is that human contact that changes the experience of talking to the one-eyed monster. Because now I have a mental image of some of the people who are watching these videos. Good people from all over the world. So when I get a comment in the comment section from somebody who's watching these videos, it really helps me produce more videos because it gives me that mental image that I'm basically talking to a friend. I'm communicating with somebody I like. And so I'm not talking to a one-eyed monster anymore. I'm just using the camera as a conduit to talk to my friends. So comments are super powerful for me. Another surprise to me was the viewership. YouTube provides me with statistics about who's watching the videos and where they are from, because to some extent, YouTube knows where people are from. So I get a graphic report from YouTube, and they have stated very clearly that a minority of the people who watch these videos are watching from the United States. Most people watching these videos are in Europe, Africa, Asia, South and Central America. So our reach is really global. This has also been reflected in the comments section because I get comments from people. Sometimes I can tell where they're from, and sometimes I simply ask them. And people explain to me where they're writing from. Our viewership is distributed over the entire globe. Another change that surprised me is how quickly the subscribers have grown. I think this morning the count was 260. This far exceeded my expectation because this channel is only 41 days old. We're not even 6 weeks into this, and I am looking at 260 subscribers. Now, this should not be a big surprise because the statistics that you can find by asking Google online is there are about 1.5 billion people in the world trying to learn English. Now, some of those are children trying to learn English in school because they're taking that class. Others are people who took English in school and didn't become fluent, but they would like to bring their level of English up to a much more useful level. This is my ideal viewership. this is the group that I can help the most. Somebody who knows some English, but not enough to understand native content easily, and somebody who is trying to talk, but just can't find the words. They know a lot of words in English, but when they try to talk, they just can't find those words. This is the ideal candidate to use comprehensible input, because comprehensible input solves those problems. Comprehensible input teaches grammar, not explicitly with grammar drills and a workbook. No, the grammar is learned as you acquire the language from the stories and the conversations. We also teach vocabulary, but not explicitly. You'll learn the vocabulary from the stories. And the third thing you learn with comprehensible input is pronunciation. When I speak, I try to pronounce words clearly so that you can understand them. And I don't have a regional accent that anyone could identify in the United States. What other changes do we have? Well, you know that we have the channel, which is Input English. But what you may or may not know is that I have that domain name as well. So if you enter inputenglish.com, you get us. Now, right now, that domain, inputenglish.com, is forwarded to this channel. So if you type in inputenglish.com, it brings you to my YouTube channel and these videos. I'm going to keep that domain name because it may be useful in the future. I don't have a clear plan where we would go with that, but other content creators also have a website, and that may or may not happen in the future. If you tell someone about our channel, you can say Input English on YouTube, or you could just tell them inputenglish.com. That'll bring you right into the channel. Another way that change is occurring in this channel is again related to our viewers, and that is they are telling their friends. This is a very common type of behavior that people do all the time. If you find a good restaurant or a good recipe or something enjoyable, something useful, you pass that information to your friends and family. That's what people do the world over. And so what we're seeing is that a lot of our viewers have been told about this channel by someone who they know. That helps us a lot. Our viewership is growing and our reach is growing. With 1.5 billion people trying to learn English, I don't think we're going to have a problem getting viewers. But I report to you today that it sure is exciting how quickly things are growing because of what you're doing. So this episode has been about change, but we could talk about change for weeks on end because there's a never-ending list of ways you can look at change or talk about change. This is not the definitive discussion of change. It was our topic for today for this short video. So this is the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join us in future videos. See you soon.